Let me paint you a picture. You're walking into a cafe on a rainy afternoon. The smell of coffee lingers in the air. At the corner table you see her. A woman with striking eyes, a confident presence, and ink that tells stories across her skin. A delicate rose winding up her wrist, a phoenix rising across her shoulder blade. She looks mysterious, different, unforgettable. And in that moment something stirs inside you. You feel a rush, and not just of attraction, but of curiosity. Who is she? What do those tattoos mean? Maybe she's the kind of woman who could change my life. We've all been there, haven't we? Drawn to someone who radiates fire and freedom, someone who feels like a living piece of art. But here's the uncomfortable truth most men never ask themselves. What if the very things that draw you in are the same things that could destroy you in the long run? See, research across psychology, sociology, and behavioral science has revealed fascinating, and sometimes shocking, patterns about women with tattoos. Studies from the University of Southern Queensland, the Journal of Behavioral Psychology, and even institutions in London and Chicago all point to one reality. Tattooed women are often perceived as more adventurous, more open, and more exciting. But when it comes to long-term relationships, the risks are higher than most men realize. I'm not here to judge, and this isn't about shaming anyone's choices. Tattoos are art, tattoos are freedom, tattoos are self-expression. But in relationships, self-expression can sometimes clash with commitment, loyalty, and stability. So let me ask you, do you want short-term thrill or long-term peace? Do you want fireworks that fade or a steady flame that lasts? Because if you confuse attraction with compatibility, attention with loyalty, you may find yourself in a storm you never signed up for. Stay with me, because in this video, we'll explore 11 psychological and stoic truths about dating a woman with tattoos. And by the end, you'll see why your heart's impulses should never outrun your mind's wisdom. Point 1. Tattoos as a window into rebellion. Have you ever noticed how some people wear their life on their skin? Every line, every symbol, every piece of ink tells a story. For many women, tattoos aren't just decorations. They're statements of identity, freedom, and sometimes rebellion. Now, brother, pause for a moment.
Think back, have
you ever been drawn to someone precisely because they felt unpredictable? That electric pull, that fire in their eyes that whispered, "I don't follow the rules, I make them." It's intoxicating, isn't it? That sense of danger, that thrill. But here's the truth that most men overlook. That same fire can burn you. A woman who covers herself in tattoos might not just be expressing art. She may also be revealing her defiance against norms, traditions, and even stability. That ink can be a silent scream of, "I refuse to be caged." And while rebellion sounds exciting at first, ask yourself, how long can you dance with fire before you get burned? A rebellious spirit can make love passionate, spontaneous, wild, but also unstable, impulsive, unpredictable. So here's the question you need to sit with. Are you falling for the woman, or are you falling for the thrill of her rebellion? Marcus Aurelius once reminded us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If your thoughts are chasing chaos, your life will become chaos too. Point 2. Impulsiveness and the hidden psychology. Let's get real here. Tattoos are often born from impulsive decisions. One night after a breakup, one dare after too many drinks, one phase chasing a new identity. Sound familiar? Now think about it. If a tattoo can be chosen in a heartbeat, what about life's bigger choices? Commitment, loyalty, responsibility. Do you want to tie your future to someone who makes decisions on a whim? Brother, I want you to reflect on your own life for a second. Have you ever done something impulsive? Sent that late-night text? Confessed your feelings too soon? Bought something expensive you didn't need and regretted it later? Now magnify that energy inside a relationship. That's what you may be stepping into. Impulsiveness in love can feel romantic at first. She might whisk you away for a spontaneous road trip. She might light up your days with surprises. But that same impulsiveness can mean breakups without warning, fights without reason, decisions without thinking of consequences. So here's the challenge. Don't get fooled by the beauty of spontaneity. Ask yourself, does she live for the moment, or can she build for the future? Because when the rush fades, it's the ability to stay steady that keeps love alive. Point 3. The signal of attention seeking. Let's talk about something uncomfortable but necessary. Attention. Tattoos are like magnets. They draw eyes, they spark curiosity, they demand to be noticed. Brother, be honest, how do you feel when your woman steps out and every guy's Eyes linger on her. Some men thrive on it, proud to have a woman who turns heads. Others feel a quiet storm of jealousy boiling inside. Where do you stand? A woman with tattoos often loves the attention that comes with them, and that can reveal a deeper need, validation. Maybe from her past, maybe from old wounds, maybe from a hunger she doesn't even recognize. But here's the danger. If she constantly needs the world's eyes to feel valued, will your eyes alone ever be enough? Picture this. You're pouring your love into her, but she's still chasing likes on Instagram, still feeding off compliments from strangers, still hungry for more. How long before you feel drained, unappreciated, unseen? Marcus Aurelius taught that we should not value ourselves by what others think, but by what we know to be true. If she hasn't mastered that, then brother, you may end up in a race you can never win. Point 4. The mask of hidden pain. Here's a truth most men miss. Behind every tattoo, there's usually a story. Sometimes it's art, sometimes it's memory, but often it's pain. A scar turned into ink, a heartbreak transformed into a design, a loss carved into the skin. And if you've ever loved a woman carrying unhealed wounds, you know how heavy that can feel. It's like walking into a room full of shadows, trying to love someone who's still fighting ghosts you can't see. Ask yourself, do her tattoos reflect joy or do they whisper of battles past? Because the truth is, many women use tattoos as armor, covering pain with beauty, hiding scars with art. And while that makes them strong in one way, it also means they may carry unresolved storms beneath the surface. Brother, reflect on your own relationships. Have you ever tried to fix someone, only to realize you were bleeding with them instead? Love doesn't heal everything. Sometimes it just exposes the wounds. The Stoics believed in facing pain with courage, not burying it under symbols. If she hasn't done that inner work, you may find yourself caught in a cycle of loving her scars instead of her soul, and that can leave you empty, drained, and broken too. Here we go. Point 5. The struggle with long-term commitment. Brother, let me ask you something personal. Have you ever fallen for someone who made you feel like you were on top of the world one day, and like you didn't even exist the next? That roller coaster feeling? That's often the story when it comes to commitment struggles. A woman with tattoos may carry a spirit of independence, so strong that long-term commitment feels like a cage. She might love the fire of the beginning, the rush of new love, the thrill of passion, but when things calm down, when the daily grind begins, she starts searching for the next high, and here's where most men get caught. They confuse passion for permanence. They see her wild love and think, she'll always feel this way. But reality hits different. What feels exciting in the beginning can feel suffocating later on. Now pause and reflect. How do you feel about stability? Do you crave that steady anchor in your life, or do you secretly chase the highs too? Because if you're looking for a lifelong partner, someone to build a family, a legacy, a shared journey, then you need someone who can plant roots, not just chase fireworks. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Remember this when emotions blind you. Love is not just about what you feel now, but whether that fire can survive when storms come. If she struggles with commitment, your love might be built on shifting sand. Point 6. Attraction to chaos. Let's be brutally honest. Some people are magnets for chaos. It's not always intentional. It's just in their energy, their choices, their lifestyle, and often tattoos can be a signal of that chaotic pull. Think about it. A woman who's always chasing extremes, wild nights, impulsive trips, dramatic fights, sudden breakups. It's like living in a movie. Exciting at first, but exhausting over time. Brother, ask yourself, have you ever been in a relationship where you felt more drained than alive? Where every day felt like an argument, a test, a storm? That's what happens when you confuse passion with peace. Chaos may feel exciting, but peace is what keeps love alive. Imagine trying to build a house during an earthquake. No matter how strong your foundation is, the ground beneath you keeps shifting. That's what dating chaos feels like. The Stoics valued calm above all. Seneca once said, "A raging storm puts even the strongest ship to the test." If you're constantly drowning in chaos, you'll never have space to grow, to breathe, to truly love. So here's the challenge. Don't mistake chaos for chemistry. If she thrives in drama, you'll always be playing the role of firefighter, not partner. And eventually, even the strongest man burns out. Point 7. Possible issues with loyalty. This one's tough, but it has to be said. Loyalty isn't about words, it's about consistency. And here's where things get complicated. A woman with tattoos may have a restless spirit. always searching for new experiences, new thrills, new validation. That restlessness can sometimes spill into questions of loyalty. I want you to reflect for a second. Have you ever been with someone who kept you guessing? Who said you were enough but whose actions told a different story? That constant doubt eats away at your soul. Now, I'm not saying every tattooed woman is disloyal. Absolutely not. But the lifestyle that often accompanies the ink, the constant reinvention, the craving for excitement, the attraction to extremes, can sometimes clash with the steady loyalty that deep love requires. Brother, here's the reality. Loyalty isn't about staying when it's easy. It's about staying when temptation knocks, when emotions shift, when new desires arise. And if she's someone who easily gets bored, who constantly looks for the next big thing, then where does that leave you? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Loyalty is simple. It's doing what's right even when nobody's watching. If she hasn't learned that, then love with her may always feel fragile, uncertain, and insecure. Point 8. The financial and lifestyle risks. Here's something most men don't think about until it's too late. Lifestyle. Tattoos aren't cheap, and they often come with a lifestyle that can drain more than just money. It can drain time, energy, and focus. Brother, let's be real. Love isn't just about emotions. It's about building a life together. Bills, responsibilities, future plans, these things matter. And if she's constantly chasing new ink, new experiences, new thrills, you need to ask yourself. Think about it like this. Every tattoo tells a story, yes. But what story will your bank account tell? What story will your shared goals tell? Are you moving forward, or are you stuck in a cycle of chasing temporary highs? Now, I'm not saying financial freedom means being boring or rigid, but there's a difference between enjoying life and recklessly burning through it. A woman who prioritizes lifestyle over stability may not be the partner who helps you grow wealth, raise children, or secure peace in your home. The Stoics always preached moderation. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." If her wants are endless, if she's always hungry for the next thing, then brother, you'll find yourself drained, not just emotionally, but financially too. Here we go. Point 9, the strain of social perception. Let's get honest for a moment. Whether we like it or not, society judges. People look at a tattooed woman and instantly create stories in their minds. Some will see her as bold, confident, and artistic. Others, they'll label her reckless, rebellious, or even untrustworthy. Now ask yourself this. How do you feel walking into a room with her? Do you stand tall, proud to have her by your side no matter what anyone thinks? Or do you feel the weight of those silent stares? Because here's the truth. Dating a woman with tattoos isn't just about her. It's about the image you carry together. Maybe her parents don't approve. Maybe your family whispers behind closed doors. Maybe strangers look at you differently. Those small things can eat away at a relationship over time. Brother, I want you to remember something. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Meaning, it's not the stares, it's how much power you give them. But ask yourself, are you truly strong enough to rise above judgment? Or will those silent eyes slowly chip away at your peace? Because if you're not ready for that pressure, what starts as attraction may end as exhaustion. Point 10. Emotional baggage and past stories. Every tattoo is a story, yes, but not all stories are happy ones. Some are born from heartbreak, betrayal, trauma, or loss. And when you step into her life, you're not just dating her. You're dating her past. Now, brother, pause for a moment. Have you ever loved someone who wasn't fully healed? Who carried shadows into your relationship? You tried to be her light, her rock, her savior, but instead, you felt drained, unappreciated, even broken yourself. This is the risk with emotional baggage. Tattoos may not just be art. They may be battle scars, memorials of wounds that never fully healed. And if she hasn't processed those wounds, guess who will feel the weight? You. Love is beautiful, but it's not therapy. It can't fix someone who hasn't chosen to fix themselves. And if you're always playing healer instead of partner, you'll lose yourself in the process. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." If her past controls her imagination, her pain will spill into the present, and eventually into your future. So before you step in, ask yourself, are you ready to carry her scars? Or do you need a woman who's already healed enough to carry herself? Point 11. The risk of losing yourself. This is perhaps the most dangerous risk of all. When you fall for a woman who captivates you, her beauty, her fire, her uniqueness, it's easy to forget yourself. You start bending your values, your priorities, your identity, just to keep her. Tell me, brother, have you ever looked in the mirror during a relationship and thought, I don't even recognize myself anymore? That's what happens when love blinds you. You sacrifice your boundaries, your peace, your vision, just to hold on to her light. But here's the harsh reality. If she leaves, you're left not only heartbroken but empty, because you lost yourself in her. Marcus Aurelius taught, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Don't waste your life becoming a shadow in someone else's story. A healthy love doesn't erase you, it elevates you. It doesn't take your identity, it strengthens it. If being with her means losing yourself, then brother, that's not love, it's captivity. And no matter how beautiful her tattoos are, no ink on her skin is worth erasing the man you were meant to be. Outro, the Stoic truth about love and choice. So here we are. 11 risks. 11 truths about dating a woman with tattoos. Some are thrilling, some are painful, some are warnings you can't afford to ignore. But at the end of the day, this isn't really about tattoos, is it? It's about choices. About the kind of woman you let into your life. And the kind of man you choose to become. Brother, remember this, attraction is easy. Desire is easy. But building a life, that's where men are tested. You have to ask yourself, does she add peace to your life or does she take it away? Does she fuel your growth or drain it? Does she honor your love or make you question it every day? The Stoics believed in clarity of mind, in strength of soul, in living with virtue above all else. Marcus Aurelius didn't tattoo his pain onto his skin. He wrote it in his meditations, turned it into wisdom, and left it as a guide for us today. So maybe the real question isn't, should you date a woman with tattoos? Maybe the question is, are you strong enough to see beyond the ink and recognize whether her soul aligns with yours? Because love, my brother, is not about chasing fire. It's about finding the woman who helps you build a life of peace, strength, and purpose. And when you find her, you'll know.